And next up, we have Restb.ai. And Nathan Brannon, oh, I got some music. Am I supposed to dance? So Nathan Brannon will handle today's pitch. Let's give a round of applause for Nathan.
As real estate professionals, we all know that property photos are important. But just how important are they? While we keep hearing about videos, virtual tours, floor plans, photos are actually the most important part of the home buying process. So let's look at what we can learn from a simple photo. Everyone here can see that this is a living room. You can see the different features. And you can even see that it's in excellent condition. Looking at the photos of the whole property, we can also tell the style, what renovations have been made, and whether the features extend through multiple rooms. But where it gets interesting is at the market level. Imagine that you looked at all the images for all the properties in a given market. With this, you could tell, how does this property's curb appeal compare to the others in its neighborhood? How scarce is this particular style? What's the average quality of homes in this zip code, and how has that changed over time? These insights drive value, which is great because there are 1 million property photos uploaded every day. 1 million in the US alone. But companies simply don't have the resources to extract these insights at scale. Because while it only takes a second to look at a photo, these deeper, more valuable insights take much, much longer. My name's Nathan Brannon, and I'm here to tell you how Recipe helps you solve this problem. What we do is provide photo insights in real time to solve the client problems that are infeasible to solve with manual processes. So we do this with computer vision. And computer vision is AI's ability to understand the contents of a photo, much like you as a human would. Anything you can see in a photo is something we can train AI to extract. But that's not really that interesting. What's more interesting is what this enables for our clients. So let's look at Blackstone, who you may have heard of. For them, we help them automate parts of the listing process to reduce the amount of time it takes from an average of 7 days to 7 minutes, creating over $1 million in OpEx savings. For list reports, the automated marketing company that provides marketing material for more than 300,000 agents, we help eliminate 100,000 hours of manual effort. And for this wad of cash, which unfortunately is an undisclosed client, but a really cool use case, we help them analyze, they're a nationwide fix and flip investor, and we help them analyze the ROI of investment properties. We provide them 2 sets of comparables, one that's adjusted for the condition as is, and one for the post-renovation condition. And with us, they're able to analyze 20 times as many properties as before. So looking at our clients at a broader level, we really started focusing on the pre-purchase stage. How can we help improve property search? How can we help improve the listing process? But more recently, we're seeing that there's opportunities in the purchase and the post-purchase stage as well. Can these photo insights be used to better value properties? Can they be used to reduce risk for insurance? Photos are at the center of the real estate transaction, and ultimately anyone who has property photos is a potential client. From a business model perspective, what we offer is a suite of APIs that most of our clients integrate with directly, but more and more we're focusing on partners. We want to integrate into their products and offer our services to their clients, increasing our reach and also making a more valuable end result for the end client. We've been successful at this, being able to generate consistent growth year over year in what is a booming market. Since 2015, we've expanded to clients in more than 25 countries. We're the #1 search result in Google for anything related to computer vision and real estate. And last year alone, we processed more than 2 billion images. For the past 6 years, we've been speaking with clients all over the world about how this innovation can change what's happening for their companies. And if I can tell you one thing, is that if you're not already thinking about how this will impact your business, you're already behind. Thanks again. My name is Nathan Brannon, and if you want to know what's possible with your images, let's chat.
Thank you, Nathan. Amazing job. Who's going to go next? First.
Hey, good job. Question on how you make money. I mean, you had some examples of customers up there, but do you have a couple clearly defined ways you charge for your service?
Right. So with our clients, we have a variety of solutions, and they're typically volume-based. based on the amount of images or the amount of photos that we're analyzing. And that's a monthly license fee that they pay, and that can scale whether they're focusing on a particular market or nationwide. On top of that, with a lot of our partners, we come up with a more flat fee, easy to consume price that people can use from resellers such as CoreLogic, where they can offer those services to MLSs, or a website vendor like yourself could offer this to your brokerages.
Right, and then how do you make the ROI argument? However you charge, a certain amount of money gets paid. What's your ROI argument for these customers?
So this is really a big reason why we've expanded from some of these property search use cases, which we find really fascinating, but have a less clear ROI, to a lot of these other clients that are in the valuation space, where we can say, hey, if we can reduce the risk for an insurance company by X amount on a per policy basis, that's a very easy ROI. If we can save them a couple dollars when they create an inspection, then charging a couple cents, that's a really easy value proposition for someone to validate.
Great, thank you.
So you mentioned the insurance companies. Are you working with any?
Yes, we are working with a name I can unfortunately not mention, but it's one of the fastest growing insurtechs that everyone in this room has heard of.
And what you're doing for them is on the policies?
Is to minimize risk on a per policy basis by analyzing and looking for properties that would have potential things that would expose the insurance company to more risk.
And my last question is, have you thought about going into other industries where you could just analyze images?
Yes, that's a great question. So when the company was first started, we looked at, do we want to do auto? Do we want to do classifieds? Do we want to do real estate? And the reality is there's 10 times as many problems as we can solve by ourselves in real estate. And the virality we get by working with the same clients, the word of mouth, the focus, we don't have to have an auto expert, a real estate expert, means that we have no intention of leaving the real estate space anytime soon.
So in your slide you had, Blackstone and some other larger companies. So you're making, I'm just going to call it derivative works, which works for them, right? If that's the case, why wouldn't you just give this to the MLSs and just do it all for them? Because you're actually selling the secondary product to like the insurance companies and everything.
Right.
Right. So the more photos you have processed, the better. So why wouldn't you just, as opposed to like trying to sell the brokerages, sell the agents, just like do a partnership with an MLS, like give it to them for free, but I get the data assets from it.
Right, and that's something that we've certainly explored. There's a lot of pros and cons to different approaches, and there's a lot of difficulties in finding the right commercial arrangement that makes sense for us, that makes sense for the MLS, and that makes sense for our end clients. And at this point, that hasn't been the path we've gone, but it's certainly something that we're considering and always looking to see if that's the best path forward to really provide the value to the entire market, but also to us and our partners.
Any other questions?
Nathan, you mentioned that you showed us that you have lots of different types of solutions. Are there any that are arising as sort of the top of your list? Is like, so the AVM insurance, are you kind of going there more, or are you going in lots of different places?
What we've seen, particularly with COVID and the lack of easily being able to go to see a house and the more people buying houses without seeing them, I think it's something like Redfin had a stat, 53% of homes were bought without someone seeing the actual property. There's a lot of reasons for that, but what we see is with the condition models that we have and its immediate impact when plugged into an AVM or for filtering comps, that's really where we've seen the biggest focus and a lot of growth potential for us as a company.
Beautiful. Thank you, judges. And thank you so much. Again, I can't say how hard this is. Big round of applause. So that was Recipe.ai.